The following video will contain spoilers. If you do not want to be spoiled by said TV show or movie, exit this video immediately. You have been warned.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
You know what? Props to Curry Barker, man. Because if you're able to manipulate and able to make this kind of film within an X amount of time and then give us a story that we've been waiting for a long time, that just shows determination, hard work. My boy, you deserve an Oscar, because that was the best horror movie that I have ever seen in a long time. And trust me, there's some other, films out there that has that same agenda. Girl goes crazy for the guy, and then next thing you know, the girl is so murderous that she's willing to do anything for her love. But this particular film has gone to a twist to where if you wish for something, and if you wish for that thing, and if it backfires on you, it's going to be deadly, it's going to be costly. Every cost has an effect, and that is what this movie is all about. Now, I did have the privilege to go see Obsession when I did, and I'm just in my seat disturbed, bro. A lesser man would have wished for something like this and then gotten away with it. Others would have been like, you know what, pass the controller, bro. You don't know what you're doing, bro. This character, Nikki, had given me the heebie-jeebies the minute I went into that theater, and the minute I was the duration of the entire film. So with that being said, I already told y'all what I thought about it, and it was literally like the best film that I've ever seen so far. But now we're about to break down what we've been watching and all of the plot points that we were watching during this film. So the movie opens up to a guy named Bear Barron, who has a crush on a girl named Nikki. He has been having a crush on this girl for as long as he can remember, and he is just trying to get the guts to say something. After spewing out that cheesy ass message that he was saying in that diner, or practicing with his friend Ian, even I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Don't ever say that in real life. Fellas, bro, don't be like Bear, bro. Don't be saying that in real life, because that it's in the movies for a reason. So again, we meet this guy named Bear. He works at a record store with him and his friends Ian and Sarah. He goes on home and finds out that his cat is dead. And a desperate attempt to trying to find this connection that he wants with Nikki, he decides to go out and get a gift. He went to this old antique store thing going on, and it was just I don't know, it looked like some kind of like novelty antique store or something. He was walking around trying to find a gift for this girl, and then next thing you know, he sees some Mounds Bar looking as a gift called the One Wish Widow. And I'm in my head, I'm in the seats like, what is a One Wish Widow? But no, we read One Wish Widow, and as the promo kind of implies, that if you break this thing, then you get to get one wish, and again, if you break it, then your wish will come true. So my man said, you know what, this seems like a gimmick. It's like a Chinese finger trap, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see if I can get it for her and see what she thinks of it. So boom, he buys the One Wish Widow, and then later on to that night, he and his friends goes to the bar. They're just hanging out, doing all those things, they doing friend things, you know what I'm saying, hanging out at the bar. And then Nikki, they just casually hanging out, and he breaks the bad news to her that his cat died and everything like that. So that was really unnecessary for you to bring up to the bar, but if you wanted to mention that to her, go ahead, you know what I mean? So fast forward, after they hang out at the bar, Bear offers Nikki a ride home. Then boom, they get home, and then Nikki went and popped the question, do you really like me? And this is what pissed me off. This man responded,
As a friend.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
You can't do that!
Stop the cap.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You serious?
man, I almost wanted to smack the shit out of you. If a girl says or asks you if you like her, god damn it, you have to say yes. You saw how smoking hot Nikki is, man? Why wouldn't somebody be saying yes to her? She asked him, do you really like me? And this man says, as a friend. Let me explain something to you, dog. If a girl wants to make you feel better from all the things that you've been going through, let her do it. Because there's no way on this God's green earth would you just be like, oh, just as a friend. You your own cock blocker, bro. All right, so boom. Since you don't have the balls or the galls to say yes to her, you went and did what? You went and broke that damn stick and said, oh, I wish for Nikki to love me more than anybody in the world. Right? Wish activated. She was standing on her porch. You know what I'm saying? Shadow. Darker than me. Goes back to his car. And he was like, oh, can we go to your house? And my man was shivering. Like you didn't activate the damn wish in the first place. Didn't you be happy with what you did? And he was like, aren't you feeling okay? Is you feeling okay? Nikki was feeling a little weird too, because like she was feeling the effect of the wish. We all knew that that wasn't the real Nikki. If you paid close attention to the film, you can see a glimpse of the real Nikki kind of popping in and out, you know, a little bit. And then once she, you know, goes back in control, she was like, what the heck? And then remains unconscious. And then the fake and then the fake Nikki comes back up. So boom, they went to his house, you know, and it was like, okay, let's just have to go to sleep or something, you know, just go to sleep. And this is where the magic kind of truly kicks in. My man doesn't even know what he wished for. How do you say no and then not know what you wish for? You should be enjoying this, bro. The beginning moment, it was like, okay, it seems a little kind of strange because, you know, that the wish activated. He wasn't too sure if the wish worked. But they went to his bed. He was, oh, she started getting wild. Started taking her clothes off and started making out with my man Bear. Ooh. Time for early hibernation, brother. Kissing him. And then she was like, what the F? She didn't know what was going. She backed up. She just fell off that bed. Like, like what's going on? Then she gets back. Then she gets up and then she's like, okay, she's back to the wish, Nikki. And all that was going down, and he's like kind of going with it and then not going with it. It was just a back and forth. It was weird. Then in the midst of everything, you know, before that happened, you know, she was sharing that, you know, her dad had cancer, this, that, and the third. And next thing you know, she spent the night at the house. You know, she slept. Then the next morning, you know, she felt bad about the cat that she was told by Bear and decided to make a memorabilia about it. You know, because, you know, Bear loved his cat. You know, he loved his cat. You know what I mean? He should have loved that cat last night. I hope they hit. So the next morning, you know, they go to work at the record store, and then Bear pulls Ian to the side, and then he explains everything that's been going on with Nikki. You know what I'm saying? Nikki's acting weird, you know, she's not feeling herself. It's like she's a completely different person. Then we skip over to this dating scene, you know, everything's going well, you know, we had a montage of Bear and Nikki having a good time, you know. And then my favorite scene in the entire John was when they went to that dinner. Nikki was looking sexy as hell, and then you got Bear looking like Bear in his Mr. Rogers sweater. He didn't know what was going on. He finally realizing that his ass's wish worked. Talk about some, do you love me? Nikki was like, yes. Bear was like, more than anybody in the entire world? Nikki said yes, more than anything in the world. But if it wasn't for that conversation that Ian and Bear had beforehand, when he said that oh, Nikki was lying about her father's cancer, that's when Bear went and popped the question. Nikki, does your dad really have cancer? Ooh, here it comes. I think hold on, I'm gonna see if I can mimic it. She was like, no, don't do that. Bro, she hollered so loud, even the Himalayas can hear her. And then she was like, I thought we were having a nice day. She was just lying. She was just like crying and everything like that. And she was like, oh, I just want to have a nice day with you. She was causing the scene like it was Hamilton, bro. I thought that scene was so funny to me. When she just kind of just broke out like that. And I gotta give, you know, Indy her roses, because seeing her in like Superman Lois and, you know, all these other films that she was doing, this is the most interactive I've seen this actress, because she always has that calm role, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta give her that. I didn't think she had that kind of range. She has range, guys. I'll tell you right now, she has range. So then afterwards, when she was, you know, having a good time with Bear, they go home and, you know, she wanted to pack a lunch for him. And shocking discovery, right? Shocking discovery. Was it before or after? Okay, I do remember this one scene where he was trying to go to work and the whole entire door was taped shut. She didn't even want him to leave. I'm like, ooh, shoot. It's about to go down now. It's like Bear is getting shook. He's starting to realize what he did was a mistake, okay? He's starting to realize that what he did was a mistake. He's trying to go to work, and Nikki won't let him go. And now he got the door open, goes to work, and now you see this weird and awkward take of Nikki just smiling, tilting her head, talking about some bye Bear. And then the scene just kind of halts on her for like 15 to 20 seconds, and it just made me so uncomfortable. The whole crowd the seating there where I was, it was just too uncomfortable for us. She was just there like, it just didn't make any sense. It was just so weird. And then, you know, Bear goes to work, you know, he's talking to Sarah about this, that, and the third. He opens his lunch and then realizes that it was, when Bear opened his lunch and saw what he was eating, let's just say he had Chinese food for dinner. Yeah, I said it. The remains of his cat. He was eating it. Nikki prepared that for him. What? Why did she do that, bro? He went home, told Nikki, bro, you're not supposed to bathe the cat, or something like that. I'm like, what's going on, bro? Why is she doing this to this brother, man? Chop that cat up so that he can eat him. That is just disturbing, bro. So we get a call from Ian, and then he invited Bear for a guy's night out, you know, a little party thing going on. Obviously, Nikki doesn't want him to go because, you know, the separation anxiety with this wish, with her, the effects of this wish is just making her, you know, going a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So, you know, she was like, I'm not going. She's like, you're not going. If I'm not going, you're not going, basically. She basically said that. She didn't want to, you know, beat around the bush with that. So boom, they went to this party. And let me just tell you, this party scene was just so fucking disturbing, bro. That whole scene itself. They were playing freaky ass Jenga. And then she was reciting something from Hansel and Gretel, as I read that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what she was talking about at first, but apparently she was reciting a Hansel and Gretel kind of thing. And then somebody was like, and then the whole place was like, what is she talking about? Why? What does this have to do with our party? And then here comes the pinnacle of that scene, bro. Bear went and pulled the Jenga piece that read, kiss the person to your left. And who was it? It was Sarah. Sarah was right there. And what was her reaction when she saw that Sarah was next to him? Nikki went and said, yo, man, she really activated the Pac-Man sad face. How do you get that kind of this can't be coincidental, okay? It can't be coincidental for someone like him. So she's upset about that. And the next thing you know, she pulls Sarah out the way and then gets one gentle touch kiss on the lips. Was like, so good. And then at that very moment, the real Nikki started to emerge. Freaked everybody out in the house. Started screaming, hollering, and then she went and bashed her head in with the damn bottle. Oh, whoa. Turn into Boogie Night right there. Kept bashing her head in. She's trying to escape. This isn't the real Nikki, guys. This is a fake Nikki taking over her body because Bear wants to make some dumbass wish from the beginning of the movie, and now she's trapped in there. No idea what he got to do. So now she looks like she's going crazy, and she's just, you know, so shocked by everybody's face. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. But then it just got out of control, so they went and left. At this point, Bear doesn't know what to do. I mean, this guy literally said, bro, how do you go from being normal Nikki to freaky Nikki? And we don't, and you know what I'm saying, and I can't take this anymore. Maybe I made a mistake. So then once Nikki went to sleep, Bear got a call. Oh no, he got a text from Sarah to meet him at the park. And my man is trying to get up. He's trying to get up. He doesn't want to wake up Nikki. But then we hear a voice. That voice is the real Nikki. She tells Bear, like, I can't take this anymore. Please kill me. Like, don't wake her up. Please kill me. I can't take this anymore. And then at that sleight of hand, we see Bear ask her, what's so bad about dating me? What's so bad about dating somebody like me that can't build the courage to tell you that I like you? So he went and left it right there. That is where you effed up, brother. You could have just said, this whole entire situation could have been avoided, if I'm being honest with you. But we'll get that to the end. So boom, we come over to a scene to where Bear and Sarah is talking in the car. And she's revealing all these things to Bear. Like, the biggest one was that Ian and Nikki has been seeing each other for the past 2 years. Or at least hooking up for the past 2 years. Bear shook. He doesn't know what to do. And so he's in the balance between either trusting his friend or confronting his friend. The other news that she has is that she got accepted to this college that she's going to. You know, they're having a shared moment. But out of the blue, Nikki came to the car. And what did she do? Dead by Daylight. Boom! Boom, boom. I'm sorry for my booms, bro. My booms are too immaculate. But hey, listen. Boom! Bash that girl's head right on the steering wheel. Nikki says, you're not going anywhere. We got curfew, brother. Get over here and help me with this body, she said. My man is just, he made a terrible mistake. He don't know what to do. He's just in a limbo right now. So what does he do? He calls that number on the back of that box, and he decides to have that common sense to over here to reverse that wish. We hear this eerie voice in the phone talk about you can't reverse the wish. You cannot cancel a wish. Once the wish has already been made, it isn't set in stone. The only way to break that wish is for you or Nikki to die. You have those two options. Otherwise, she's gonna be like that for the rest of her life. And in the midst of calling that number, you hear a subtle scream. That is what makes you think, or makes you know that is Nikki on that line. There's some kind of entity that has something to do with this Make-A-Wish Foundation, this Make-A-Wish One Wish Widow. That is just some kind of entity that's keeping the real Nikki from emerging into real life, so that she can escape from this hell that she's been enduring for the past 60 minutes of the film. So now he's in a desperation scene. He's in a desperation that maybe if he buys 2 more Wish Widows, he can, you know, counteract his wish. And then he tries to say, oh, I wish Nikki was normal. No, it wouldn't break. So it must have been real. This thing that he just bought is real. He tried to buy the One Wish Widow. He tried to reverse his wish, and he couldn't do it. And now he's going to his friend Ian, right? And you know what's crazy though? Ian didn't even know that Sarah was dead. So boom, Bear went to Ian. Ian is just like, what's going on, bro? And then he was like, oh, he explained what the One Wish Widow is. He explained what Nikki was going through, this, that, and the other. Ian didn't believe him. But you know what made him believe him? Is when he took that One Wish Widow and wished for himself $1 billion. Your friend is in danger, and you want to have Jeff Bezos money? You want to have Elon Musk money? You want DJ Khaled money at a time like this? Shit, I would have done the same thing. Shit. Money is not the problem here. The problem is that you didn't believe in your friend at that moment in time. If you see that something was acting weird and your friend was, you know what I'm saying, you have to kind of read the room of the expression that he was trying to display to you. He is terrified. He is covered in blood. But hey, I understand where Ian's coming from. This man's covered in blood. He's just acting crazy. Why would he believe him, right? Runs back. And then he sees, you know, Nikki acting weird again. Walking backwards and going to the dark again. I don't know what is with these dark shots that they got Indy doing, man. In these dark shots. And I'm in the theater like, bro, just step into the light just one time. Just step into the light. She stepped into the light like 3 times. Once at the bar, another one at the restaurant, another part in the house montage, and then another at that party. She stepped into the light 4 times. And then when she did that creepy ass smile, 5 times, maybe 6 times. I don't know. But it was so weird, man. It was so weird that she was just in the darkness like that. And she was making it. That's what makes it good, though. Because it's giving you that suspense that she's really in the dark side of the Force. No Star Wars. But hey, I respect that though. I respect those shots because it shows how scary the movie really is and how far gone into the abyss that she's in. This girl had a loaded gun in that house. She had it pointed at Nick. She had that John pointed at Bear. And then once she had that John pointed out, Ian said, "Oh my God, the wish worked." Boom. Now he's dead. 2 of the main characters are dead now. Side characters, I mean. Now it's just Nikki and Bear. And now he only has one option. To kill his damn self. My man went into the bathroom, got that bottle of Oxycontin, OD'd, and then he tried to spit out because he didn't know if that was the right thing to do. He was trying to get himself out of it because he didn't know what to do. This is his only option. But in the midst of that, I don't know if you guys caught it while watching the film, this man was sitting there and then all you hear is a snap. Which makes you unbelieve that Nikki made a wish that Bear would love him more than anything in the world. He stepped up, came out that closet, and now they're just making love like 2 succubuses. But before all of that, after all that was going on, unfortunately Bear did OD and he died. Which then in turn made Nikki snap out of it, and now she has no idea what's going on. There's a whole lot of blood, a whole lot of dead bodies everywhere. She's covered in blood. She's just terrified. She's just traumatized by all what was going on. And that's where the movie ends. Here's my review. That movie was so well put together because I think it kind of like delivers a message in a way that love is a strong motherfucker. It is a strong motherfucker. It's like a lion, okay? It has to be tamed. Okay, because if you don't tame that love, it's going to be out of control. Next thing you know, people is fighting, shooting, staring at you with weird Pac-Man faces, and now you have no idea how to get out of it. Bear, you was pissing me off the entire film, brother. This is your fault, man. This is your fault, man. You should have never made that wish in the first place. You should have just said, yes, I love you, I like you. Since the beginning of that movie, you should have said, I like you. As soon as she asked you, and then use that one wish widow to wish you $1 billion, and now we can turn this into Love Island. But I understand where you're coming from. But let the woman make you feel better, man. Let her make you feel better, man. Because this is not. Oh. Do better, Bear. Because nobody in real life would do what you just did, bro. I'm telling you this right now. Everybody in the comment section of every post on Instagram saying pass the controller. Please pass the controller because Bear don't know what he's doing. That is a Spanish girl, okay? That's a Spanish girl. If you don't know if you can't handle the heat, get the hell out the kitchen. I know your name is Bear, so please, if you can't handle it, get out the kitchen, man. But overall, this was a really good movie. Big shout out to the director, Corey Barker, and the actors and actresses that participated in this film. I really enjoyed it, and it's one of those films I'm really gonna see again. It's also one of those films to where I don't mind getting pissed off by the main character again. Everybody's performance was really good, and a big huge shout out to Indy Nervaret, man. She made a bomb performance during this movie, and I really admired her performance in this film. I've never seen her act like that before, and it's just another turn of expectations. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have range when you're doing this stuff like this. Well, overall, what did you guys think about this movie? Was it a good movie? Was it a movie that you're gonna watch again? Just give me your thoughts about it, and we'll definitely talk about it. A second thing that you have to pay in mind while watching this film, there's another lesson here. Latinas are crazy as hell. Good night.